With the help of Hashem, Parshas Kiteitzeh, there's a lot of mitzvahs. The Torah talks about a lot of mitzvahs, which are special only here in Parshas Kiteitzeh. One of them is Lo yavo Amoni u'Moavi bikal Hashem. An Ammonite and a Moabite cannot enter the congregation of Hashem. Even the 10th generation, they cannot come. And the Torah gives why, gives a reasoning. The Edoimi and Mitzri, Hashem says only 3 generations. But Ammoni and Moavi is forever. The Torah says why? Because Al dvar asher lo kidmu eschem belechem u'mayim. When the Jewish people were in the desert, they didn't come forward and give us bread and water. And not only that, they hired Bilam ben Boer from Aram Naharaim to curse us. And he gave us the advice to stumble the Jewish people to make sure that the men of the Jewish people sin with the girls of the Moavites and Ammonites, etc., Midianites. So Rashi brings down a yesoid. We learn a yesoid from it, the foundation. Holomadato. We learn from this. Sha'amachti lo'odom, one who stumbles another Jew to make him sin. Kosher loy minohogoi is harder, stronger than somebody kills you. One who kills you only kills you in this world. But one who causes you to sin, he takes it from this world and next up. Lefikoch Edoim, since Edoim only came what? With a sword. He says, don't go through my land. They came out with a sword, get out. So you only want to kill the Jewish people, the Edomites. But also the Egyptians wanted to kill us. They put our babies in the Niles. They took the Jewish people and make them to work hard. Some of them died from the shiabud, from the Torah, from the exertion of the hard work. But here, Ammonium and Avi, they cause the Jewish people to sin. The Moavites girls, the advice they did and what they did, they caused the Jewish people to sin. Hashem says, it's abomination. I don't want the Jewish people to have nothing to do with them forever. L'olam. L'olam and olam. The Gemara in Yevomis learns that only the men. Lo yavo Moavi means men. But Moavit, the girls of the Moavites, they can marry the Jewish people. Why? Because not bringing bread and water goes on the men. Because the woman, the Mashal explains that the woman needs to stay home. She's not obligated to go out of the house and bring bread and water to the guests that are coming by, going through the country. It's a job of the men to go out of the ways and give them bread and water. So the act of chesed was not upon them, it was upon the men. So that's why the men, since the men don't have the act of chesed in them and they cause us to sin, so therefore they're out. But the girls also cause us to sin. The girls were there, the Midianite girls, and obviously probably also the Moavites, were dressed up in order to cause and sin the Jewish people. But the Midos, the bad Midos, as the Gemara in Yevamah says, that the Jewish people are recognized in three midos. Baishonim, shame, Rachmanim, have mercy, and Goyim lechason, do chesed. And the Moavites, the Moavim, didn't do chesed. So they don't belong to the Jewish people. The Aru, forever and ever. But the girls, even though we have the Kalvachoyim that they cause us to sin, the girls were there was the objects that they caused the Jewish people to sin. Yet, because they didn't have the problem of Midos, Hashem did not make his curse that forever and ever they cannot enter the Jewish nation, only to the men, not to the women. It's a very big yesoid.
You said Arur?
Yes. Hashem says, Lo tidros bishloimo, which means do not seek their peace, their tovosum in their good, call your leoilo, all the days forever. Finish. Can seek their peace, seek their goodness, all the days of you forever and ever. Lo yovo bikal Hashem, they cannot enter the congregation of God adoilam until forever. So we see from this Yesoid that first of all, the Gemara learns from this that the Jewish people have those three midos, which the Moavite didn't have. And the Maharshal says only the men, not the women, as I explained, because the obligation to do ches was on the men. Because the way of a man is to go out to war. A woman is not to go out to war. The honor of a woman is to be inside the house. So the bad midos was on the men, not on the women. But what do we learn from this? A big yesoy. That those fundamental midos of the Jewish people, which are Baishanim, Rachmanim, and Goyim lechasodim, shame, mercy and doing chesed, act of kindness, those are fundamental midos that any other nation that convert, we can marry them. But those nations who had sabrum in the core, they had a lack of akora satoiv and try to make a sin. What we see is not enough. They wanted to make a sin because the girls were part of that. As if he has to be accumulated with those two reasoning. They cannot be part of the Jewish people like a mamzer, like a bastard. They can never be part of the Jewish people out of congregation of Hashem. Finish. They can never marry them. They can never enter Kal Hashem. When a man looks for a shidduch, what he needs to look for? We see from Avraham Avinu when he sent Eliezer to search for a shidduch for Yitzchak. When Yaakov went to search for a shidduch himself, what do they look for? They look for chesed. They look for chesed. A girl that does chesed, this is the girl I want to marry. Because women, the natural way of women is to want to appease the husbands. That's a core natural essence of a woman. But that's deed, that's judgment. You give them, they give back. That's giving and give and take. But the Jewish people are looking for women which are more than that. Okay, I have money, so I give her money, she gives it back. If I lost my money, no giving back, which means there's something more than deen. And women, which in essence are Jewish, they have those midos, those character of milus chesed, giving back chesed. And chesed, doing act of kindness, is even no return. Just because Hashem said to do, and you want to do the good because it's good. You're not searching for a return. Those midos, the Jewish women have, the Jewish men have. Baishonim shame, Rachmonim have mercy, and Goyim lechasodim. So Yaakov Avinu, Yitzchok, Avram was searching for Yitzchok, especially a family which were blessed and that midah of milus chesed. And the Moavites, it's not enough that they want to cause a sin. Because we see also the Jewish, also the Moaviyot, the women of the Moavites, also they're the ones that brought sin to the Jewish people. So we said, greater is the one who's causing sin than the person that wants to kill you. It's not enough. That wasn't enough of a reason that Hashem says don't marry the Moabites. Because you see the Moabite male, we can, female we could. What's the difference? The answer is that it's not enough that they want to cause a sin, they also were bad in the core of Midos of Chesed. But the women which wanted to cause us sins, but that they didn't blemish the core fundamental Midah, which Hashem looks on the Jewish people, which we have that, as Chesed. Now why Chesed? It's such an important Midah, not only in building homes, in the fundamental essence of the Jewish people. Because Olam Chesed Ibon, Hashem built the world on Chesed. He doesn't need us. Our learning Torah or doing mitzvahs doesn't add or subtract from Hashem. It's pure Chesed. So Hashem tells us the essence that I built the world was on Chesed. Olam Chesed Ibon, the world is built on Chesed, on kindness. This is the most fundamental character that we have to follow Hashem's ways. And the Torah starts with Chesed and finishes with Chesed. Starts with Chesed that he made clothing to Adam and Chava, who were ashamed of themselves. He married Chava together with Adam. He was a Shoshvin. He took care of them of the weddings. The Torah finishes with Chesed. He buried Moshe Rabbeinu. Burying someone is the biggest Chesed. The biggest Chesed, no return. It's Chesed Shel Emes. Chesed, kindness of truth. So all those things in which Hashem opened the Torah and finished the Torah, the Gemara in Sukkah says, the Torah is called Torah's Chesed. We have a new name for the Torah. Not only Torah, it's called Torah's Chesed, Torah of Chesed. The essence of the Torah as far as our midos, our character is Chesed. But that's Hashem's essence. That's why Avraham Avinu, which is the first patriarch, the fundamental that all the other patriarchs built on his foundation, the foundation of Avraham is Chesed. We have in Kabbalah, we have father and mother, we have grandfather. Father and mother is what? The father is what? Chesed. You have Chochmah and Chesed. You have Bina, Tiferes. Gvura, Gvura. Chesed and Gvura. So the essence of Abba is Chesed. The essence of the Jewish people is Chesed. The essence of Hashem, He's teaching us the whole world is built on Chesed. So Hashem says, the Moabites, blemished in the most fundamental Midah character of Hashem in the world, of Chesed, Yan al advar shelo kidmu eschem belechem emayim. You on the desert. They didn't have no mercy of people that in the hot desert to give them bread and water, and they're willing to pay for that. Everything, just give us water and we do everything. No, they didn't go out themselves, nothing, and no recognition of Chesed. Finish. So also they wanted to cause us to sin. I already explained. It's only accumulation of those two reasoning. But the Moabites only one, but they're still in. So Chesed is the most fundamental midah, and that's why a person when he gets married has to search for that midah. The girl you search for, you search if she has Chesed. A woman that has Chesed, you grab. When has Chesed, keep away. That's the essence of the Jewish people. Converts, it converts. They have to make extra effort and work on Chesed. If you want to enter the Jewish people, want to marry a Jewish girl or convert girl, if they want to marry Jewish men, they have to work extra hard on the midah of Chesed because they don't have it in the essence. Chesed it's a natural ingrained character in the Jewish people. You were born Jewish. If you don't have that Jewishness blood in you, so my father used to say, you have your mind is seichel, is Chesed, but not your body. You have to work extra hard to ingrain into your body the midah of Chesed in order to fit the Jewish people. Hashem should give us the bracha. All of you will find good shidduchim, good women, which have this great meat of chesed, were able to build Jewish homes. Hanania ben Akash Shoimer. רוצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לזק ישראל לפיקה. עיר בו הם תלמיד ששלמנו חובץ על מעצים גדול כבדים.